first few of a planned 500 asylum seekers arriving on Monday at their new accommodation, a barge off England's south coast. The plan has attracted controversy and delay over safety, suitability and scale. 500 men represent a tiny fraction of the people awaiting an asylum decision. But the government says it's a necessary first step in stemming the numbers of people coming to the UK in small boats.
Because of the crisis we have in the Channel, we have to provide accommodation, and we have to stop spending £6 million a night of taxpayers' money on hotels, which to some extent are luxurious. What we need is more basic accommodation to stop the pull factor. The Prime Minister has made it clear he wants to reduce the backlogs, and we're doing that.
Around 50,000 asylum seekers are currently in hotels at a cost of nearly $8 million a day. When the barge arrived in mid-July, it was met with protests by those who see it as inhumane and those who don't want the men there.
Asylum seekers are human beings. They need to be treated with decency, courtesy and respect. That human beings are best cared for in communities. A barge is not the way to treat human beings. There are so many problems with housing people in these conditions that it just doesn't bear thinking about.
Having so far failed to deport migrants to Rwanda, Rishi Sunak's government is on a mission to cut the number of small boats arriving in the UK. Nearly 4,000 people crossed the Channel in June. The fact that the Bibby Stockholm has 222 cabins but is set to house 500 men could also be seen as a deterrent.
They're not prison ships. You're not locked up on board. You are free to come and go. What the Prime Minister is saying is that he needs to find a way of stopping the boats, and a new law has just been passed which will enable him to stop people claiming asylum if they're coming from a safe third country and to return them more quickly. I think there's a real message here to would-be migrants and asylum seekers not to fall into the hands of the smuggling gangs.
The main opposition Labour Party says it too would use barges in the short term, while criticising the government for creating the problem by not processing asylum claims more quickly. The Bibby Stockholm is set to operate initially for 18 months, which would take it past the next general election, in which migration policy is set to be front and centre. Harry Fawcett, Al Jazeera.